Hey guys, Huz here bringing you another video. So today's extra video is going to be all about the lack of glasses, laser eye surgery. So I had it literally a week ago today. Today is Tuesday. I'm recording this on the 6th of December and I had laser eye surgery on the 29th. And I'm going to just talk about it. What did I expect going in? What's the procedure? How is the actual surgery done? And then really the recovery, and then also going over some questions people had when I posted the update video. So just to kind of explain a couple things. First thing is there are two types of laser eye surgery. You have LASIK, L-A-S-I-K, and LASEK, L-A-S-E-K. And they kind of get you to the same place. You'll have the same vision, the same outcome from both of these procedures. But the time it takes to do that, and the recovery and the pain levels are a little bit different. And actually how the surgeries are done, obviously, are different. And I got LASEK, the one with an E, not an I, basically because I was not eligible for LASIK. Basically, when you go to have laser eye surgery, they'll see, one, are your eyes healthy enough to even have laser eye surgery, but two, they'll actually tell you which procedure you can get. I did want to get LASIK because you actually do get perfect vision about 24 hours after the procedure with very little pain. But unfortunately, my cornea, the front of my eye, was too thin to have that procedure. So I actually had to get LASIK, which is the longer and more painful of the two procedures. So I'm a week after my laser eye surgery, and I do not have perfect vision right now. I have vision that I can live with. I have vision that kind of doesn't hurt me, you know, in day-to-day life. I can see everything that I need to, but there still is a little bit of blurriness. I can definitely tell every single day my vision's getting slightly better. And basically, it's going to take between 2 weeks and a month for me to actually get to that 20/20 vision, that perfect vision they advertise. And if I don't get to 20/20 vision, then I might have to have the surgery again, although that's unlikely. So yeah, I just thought I'd point that out because some people are like, why don't you have perfect vision after a week? I had LASIK. So you can do your own research and the differences, but basically that's why I still don't have perfect vision. So just before we get into, like, you know, the actual surgery itself and all that good stuff, I thought I'd explain why I actually had laser eye surgery, because that was a big question a lot of people had. You know, did I just hate glasses, or why not? So the biggest thing I just want to kind of point out, it wasn't because I hated glasses or the way that I looked in glasses. You know, some people may think I look better in glasses than I do without. It wasn't to do with that. It was more to do with just not relying on glasses anymore. Because I, for one, had terrible vision. My eyesight before surgery, in my left eye was minus 8.5, and in my right eye minus 8. So for people that know prescriptions and glasses, I was basically blind without my glasses. I couldn't really function as a human being without them. And I hated that fact. You know, every single morning I would have to wake up and put my glasses on the first thing I do, have a shower. I was blurry in the shower. You know, it just small things like that. After years of doing it, it adds up to a bit of frustration, and I just did not want to rely on glasses anymore. If I ever lost, or if my glasses broke, I, in essence, was a screwed individual. I wouldn't be able to do anything because my eyesight, not even kidding, was about there. To where my hand is right now, that is where my vision kind of ended, and everything beyond that point was a massive blur of just colour. I couldn't really see anything in detail, and that wouldn't have been good. Obviously, that is a slight pessimistic, opinion, considering that I never did lose my glasses, or my glasses never broke. But I was just saying, I just didn't like relying on them. You know, now that I've had the surgery, being able to wake up in the morning and be able to see straight away, or be able to see and read the shampoo bottle in the shower, these don't seem like big things, but to me, they are. And I will just say right now, I am very happy that I got the surgery, and I am looking forward to my vision improving over the next couple of weeks to get me to that 20/20. But yeah, that was basically the main reason that I got it. I just did not want to rely on glasses anymore. I just found them frustrating. And for those people that would say contact lenses are your best friend, contact lenses are pretty dangerous. I wore contact lenses for 6 years, and for those that don't know, contact lenses have negative effects when it comes to basically suffocating your eyes. You're putting something over your eyes for days and days like I used to, and they're not getting enough air, so you're actually doing damage to your eyes if you're wearing contact lenses a lot. And if I went to wear contact lenses again, I would wear them a lot, like I used to. And I just kind of felt like laser eye surgery was the right fit for me. Another point some people try to make is, why did I get it when I did? Why did I wait till I was 22 years old? Why didn't I get it years before? You can't, really. To most people, your eyes continue growing until you're roughly 21 years old, and you'll know if your eyes are continuing to grow by your prescription always changing. As a kid, every single year, I basically got a new pair of glasses because my prescription changed every year. It got worse every year. To get laser eye surgery, you kind of want to have a level prescription for at least a year, hopefully even 2, and my prescription basically stayed the same for 2 years before I had laser eye surgery, which means my eyes have stopped growing, therefore I can get laser eye surgery and my prescription won't deteriorate again straight away. You know, as an old man, maybe I'll need glasses then, but my prescription should generally stay the same after my eyes have healed. If you get laser eye surgery when you're 16, 17 years old, and your eyes are still growing and still actually getting worse in prescription, you'll get laser eye surgery, your vision will fix, but then your eyes are still growing, so your prescription will just get worse anyway. So it's pointless to get it when your eyes are still developing. So that's the reason that I waited till I was 22 years old. And then kind of the final reason, also I forgot to mention why I did get laser eye surgery. Part of it was just more looking my age. I don't think I look bad in glasses, but I'm 22 years old. I have just finished university, and combined the 3 trifecta of glasses, beard, and slightly overweight, I look way more than 22 years old to most people. I've been told by a lot of people already, without the glasses, I do look younger, and I kind of want to look younger. I don't want to look 25 plus when I'm only 22. So it was a little point of that. It wasn't the main one. The main reason was just not relying on glasses anymore. So you know basically the starting information. You know what my vision was before. Also, my left eye has a slight astigmatism in it. I'm not sure to what degree it's bad, but that's there as well. And you also know that I had to have LASEK surgery, not LASIK. Again, my preference was LASIK. Everybody that I personally know who got laser eye surgery, that includes my friend Fi, who's also a YouTuber, everybody got LASIK, which basically is a different surgery. They actually use your cornea and flap it open. It's a little bit more advanced, but you get perfect vision straight away. Where mine, it did go through a bit of pain over the first couple days of recovery, and also, as I mentioned, I'm a week into it, and I still don't have perfect vision. But we'll get into that in a minute. The next thing I want to talk about is the surgery itself. So what actually happens? Again, I had people that had laser eye surgery. I talked to them a little bit about it, but one thing I didn't know, I knew all the technical stuff of how the surgery fixes your eyes and what it actually does, but I didn't actually know the procedure of what I'm going to do on the day. I knew I was going to have a laser in my eyes, but what was actually going to happen? Was I going to be in a waiting room? Am I going to sit down? You know, what actually happens? And I think I would have been a little bit more comfortable if I knew that information, so I'm going to tell you guys, so hopefully it'll make you more comfortable if you decide to get the surgery one day. So basically, just to kind of explain what the procedure is, you'll go to wherever you go, the clinic that you choose to get laser eye surgery. They'll do lots of scans and picture of your eyes. They'll tell you if you are viable for laser eye surgery. Then a few days or weeks later, when you book laser eye surgery, you'll have a meeting with your surgeon, the person that's going to perform the surgery, and they will let you know which one they can do, LASIK or LASEK. For me, it was LASEK. And then eventually the day of surgery will come. Now, the first thing just to mention is you do not prepare at all for this surgery. The only thing you can't do is wear contact lenses. I think it's about a week before the surgery. So if you do wear contacts, you can't wear them about a week. And then also, for those females out there, I guess all males, you're not allowed to wear makeup or deodorant or perfume on the day of surgery, and you're not allowed to wear eye makeup, specifically, I think, for a week after the surgery. Doesn't really affect me, but I thought I'd let you know. So anyway, the day of surgery, it's a normal day, you know, you're fine, you go into the clinic, they go, welcome, take a seat, you wait a little bit, then they'll call you up to the clinic, or this is what happened to me. Again, you'll be waiting for a while, and then eventually you'll get called in to go talk to your surgeon. This talk is basically just to confirm everything. They may run some more scans if they need more, if they're a little bit fuzzy in a certain area. For me, it was very simple. He was like, okay, we're doing LASEK. We're going to correct your vision. You're going to have pain, discomfort for the first few days. Do you accept all this? Are you sure you know what's going on? And then you'll sign something, and then you'll go back into the waiting room. Again, time flies when you're kind of waiting for stuff, but a time passed, and then eventually I was called in for surgery. And it was a pretty busy clinic on the day of surgery, and I would just say, it was weird in the fact that I was in the waiting room and the surgery rooms are off to the side. And every now and then, because there were other people having laser eye surgery, you'd hear the laser click off. And it's like a weird clicking noise. And you'd be like, someone's getting their eyes lasered in that room. And eventually they'd walk out and then they'd take him straight away somewhere. And I was like, okay, this is weird. Anyway, my name was called, and basically, I'm going to talk in detail as much as I can remember about the surgery. Apparently, I was in the actual room of the surgery for about 40 minutes, my dad says, but to be honest, it felt like 10. It felt like 5 or 10 minutes. It went stupidly quick. And the best way to describe it is you feel like you're kind of getting abducted by aliens. So if you have a fear of getting abducted by aliens, maybe this isn't for you. But basically, you walk into the room and there's just 2 big white machines with basically a chair much similar to this one, but it's obviously white and it's just lying back. The idea of it being a little bit sporty and like a little bit like curved is it locks you in. You can't really move when you're in the chair, and eventually you'll be laying flat. Then you'll be told that a nurse is going to prepare you for your surgery. At this time, the surgeon was not in the room. And then eventually the nurse comes over and you're lying down. The nurse comes over your head and goes, okay, are you ready just to prepare? And I was like, yep. So they obviously take your glasses off, and they do say a cheesy line. Is like, can I take your glasses off for the last time? And I was like, that's cheesy. But anyway, they will prepare you by basically having antiseptic wipes, and they will give your eyes a really big clean. You'll close your eyes and just make sure there's no dust or like the dry skin particles. They'll completely clean your eyes, and then eventually your surgeon will show up. Again, the surgeon will most likely just say, hello, how are you doing? Are you fine? Are you ready to proceed? And you'll say yes. And then basically a number of eye drops go into your eye, and then there's a nurse counting, 5, 10, 15, and then roughly they count to about 45 seconds in one eye. And then what I'm going to describe next, again, I was not prepared for this. I didn't know this was going to happen, so hopefully if you're going to get the procedure, now you're a little bit more prepared. They clean your eyeball. I had no idea this was going on, and it is the weirdest thing I have ever had in my life, hands down. And yeah, I haven't been through many weird things in my life, but this was definitely the weirdest. In the fact that all these eye drops that they're putting initially, again, this is Lasek. I don't know if this happens in Lasik. I presume it does. They are cleaning your eyeballs. So at this point, your eye is completely numb. It has no feeling, apart from like, you can feel when stuff is touching your eye, but it's not painful. It's not sensitive. It's basically your eye is still got vision. You're awake, but that your eyes can do anything to your eye. And the best way to describe it is he is doing like a car windscreen wiper wash on your eye, and you can see it happening. So the best way I can describe it is if I use my hand as like a little cloth and the camera, this is literally what you're seeing on your own eyeball. It is the weirdest thing ever, because you're literally just watching a guy clean your own eyeball, and that's what's happening. Like, there's no other better way to describe that. You're like, okay. They'll do more eye drops after they wash it a little bit. And then, again, it's a little bit fuzzy because it happens so quick. I don't know if they did both eyes at the same time, but then eventually the laser will come. And all you got to do, it's very simple. It's not James Bond. There's not like a red light and like an actual laser visible. There's just a light that you have to look up like directly at. It's like a green or red flashing light. You just look at it. That's all you have to do. You do nothing else. Your eyes do not hurt in the surgery. Yes, you are awake, and yes, you're feeling a little bit weird, but you just look at the light. And again, I have no idea how long I was looking for the light. It might have been 5 minutes. I have no idea. At this time as well, you can't blink because they actually clamp your eye open. So you just look. That's all you do. And I'd say the most disturbing part of this whole procedure, again, is one, the cleaning of your own eyeball that you can actually see. But it's secondly the smell, and again, that might put some people off, but you do smell a burning smell. And the best way to describe this smell is if anybody has ever smelt burning wet hair. That's basically what it smells like, and that, I think, is your eyeball, because the laser technically is burning through your eyeball. So that's you, and because your eye and your nose are quite close, it's a fairly strong smell. It's not like a subtle smell, it's a strong smell. Anyway, they'll do that for both eyes. The laser will go zappy zap, one eye at a time, and then after the laser has finished doing its business, for me anyway, I did notice an instant result, and I don't have like the better of the two surgeries. My eyes couldn't do the better one, so I had to have the slower one, but I straight away noticed that, whoa, my eye has a lot more focus. Just looking at the ceiling for a split second, I could see the detail in the ceiling, and then they'll put a contact lens in your eye. But before that, what I only can describe as the waterworks, the guy had a bottle of cold water, and I am talking very cold water, and he is spraying a lot of cold water into your eye. And again, your eye is numb at this point, but even with that, my eye and my whole left side and then right side of my face got like numb by how cold this water was. It makes sense because I guess your eye is overheating through a laser, so they're just squirting a lot of cold water in your eye. They check it a little bit and then they'll bandage it up or just put something over your eye and then they'll go do the other eye. So that happens, same procedure in both eyes, water, then they'll put a contact lens in, and then you're done. That's it. That's the whole procedure. There's no pain. There's a little bit of discomfort because, you know, you're looking into a light and you know what's happening. You're completely conscious. You're not, like, given anything to make you kind of loopy. You're just kind of got numb eyes. That's it. And then they will ask you eventually to sit up. They won't tell you to stand up straight away. You will sit up in the chair. And again, I noticed straight away that I had better vision. It wasn't perfect like it is now. It's not perfect. But I definitely had better vision. So eventually, they did tell me to stand up, and again, you're a little bit disorientated because, again, humans get used to their balance and everything with their vision, and now your vision and everything has just been completely blown sideways, and you're kind of like, what the hell just happened? Again, with my surgery, I don't have perfect vision either, so making my way around was a little bit fuzzy, so especially making my way to the dark room that they will lead you to was like, whoa, what just happened? And then eventually, they'll put you into a dark room, you'll sit there for a whatever amount of time. Again, I have no idea timings in this whole situation, and you'll just wait in a dark room for, I think, around half an hour. I'm not entirely sure. Basically just closing your eyes, opening them occasionally, kind of just in your own head thinking what just happened. They kind of just say, just think about what happened, don't get overwhelmed. And I remember in this waiting room, again, like I said to you guys, my vision used to be this. I couldn't see the creases on my hand any further than this. I remember being in the waiting room, and I opened my eyes, and I was like, I can see my hand there, and then I did this, I extended my arm, and I could still see the creases in my hand. And that kind of made me a little bit like emotional, going, oh my god, I actually can see way more already. And that was an amazing feeling. And then eventually, at least in my surgery, there was no complications. They said it was a success, and then I was on my way. They do explain a lot to you after the surgery, mainly when it comes to eye drops and stuff like that, because you have to do a lot of them, which I'll explain in a minute. But then you're out in the world. You're gone. And after the surgery, my dad was like, are you feeling okay? Like, should we go straight home? I was like, nah, let's just get some lunch. So we got some lunch, then we went home. And for the first day, I'll be honest, it wasn't that bad. Like, I was a little bit like, whoa, what just happened? Later in the day, I just went to bed very early, closed my eyes, which felt nice. I will say closing your eyes does feel nice because you are very sensitive. Make sure you have sunglasses, and you have to have sunglasses when you leave the clinic. But I felt okay. Like, there was no pain. There was a bit of discomfort, but I guess a little bit, not crazy amounts. And that was day one. That was the surgery day, which was a week ago today. So basically, just to explain the procedure with the eye drops. So there are 3 different eye drops that you have to do for the first week. 3 of them for the first week, then 2 of them for the remaining month or so. But one of them is an antibiotic one that you just put straight in your eye to make sure there's no infection. You have to be very careful in your first week that there's no dust, that you're not rubbing your eyes, that when you do your eye drops, you're washing your hands, because I guess you're a lot more susceptible, that's a hard word to say with dry mouth, in the first week when you have laser eye surgery. So just be really careful, be, whatever's. In the shower, I even wore swimming goggles so water didn't go in my eyes. I'd recommend to do the same. But then what I only can basically describe, one's an antibiotic, and then the second one is an anti-inflammatory because your eyes could swell. I have to do that one for the first month. And then the final one is artificial tears that basically can lubricate your eye a lot more because your eyes might be a little bit dry. I haven't noticed my eyes to be incredibly dry, maybe just a little bit, but not immensely, so I think I'll be okay. The biggest risk, obviously, of this surgery, by the way, I haven't mentioned the risk, is dry eyes. You could permanently have dry eyes that could take another operation to fix. Thankfully, I think I'm going to be fine with my eyes being only a tiny bit dry, and I'm already a week out of it, so in the next couple of weeks, I think I'll be back to normal. But I'm still going to maintain doing the eye drops just to play it safe. So those are the eye drops. You have to do them 4 times a day for the first week, And then after the first week, then you'll go down to 2 different eye drops. You'll get rid of the antibiotic one, then you'll have the anti-inflammatory one, and then the artificial tears. You do that 3 times a day for the second week. Then the next week you do it 2 times a day, and then the final week of the month you do it 1 times a day. And then you basically use the artificial tears as much as you kind of need for the next few months. You could use it for 6 months, you could use it forever. It just depends how dry your eyes basically are. Again, I think I'll be okay. Anyway, that was day 1 of the surgery. Let's talk about day 2. So I got home, went to sleep, woke up the next day. And I will honestly say, again, I'm not going to hide away, this was probably one of the worst days I've had in a long time. That day did make me question, was it worth it, in the amount of pain I was in and boredom. I will prepare you guys right now. You're going to be bored out of your brain, especially if you're a tech person like me that plays computer games, TV, just surfing the internet. You're not doing any of that. Literally for the first few days, you can't. You may want to, like I did, but you physically cannot open your eyes enough to do it. If you do open your eyes, I remember being in the TV room, opening my eyes just to try and watch some TV. The first moment that somebody moved on the TV, my eyes got so tired that I had to close my eyes for more than 15 minutes. It's nearly indescribable what it's like, and the pain is also really weird because I've never had a lot of pain coming from my eyes. I've had pain throughout my body over the years that is like, okay, my knee's hurting. That to me makes sense. What doesn't make sense is pain coming from my eyes. And that was a bit weird. And yeah, Wednesday, the day after was a very bad day. That day did pass, as always, time does go on, and then I woke up the next day and it was a bit better. It did improve, and obviously doing the eye drops every single day probably will help. And the day did get better. I could go downstairs, I wasn't in bed the whole day shutting my eyes. I could open my eyes for a bit at a time. And again, you're only talking, I could open my eyes maybe for a minute at a time and then having to close them for 10 minutes. But that was better. And that was definitely an improvement. And in my own head, when I saw improvements, that my eyes were getting a little bit better, that helped me calm down quite a lot. Anyway, the day after that, which would have been the Friday, was honestly a good day. I could open my eyes a lot more. I actually played PlayStation 4 for about half an hour, which was amazing. I watched TV a little bit with, watching for 5 minutes and then closing my eyes for 10. But it was, again, another improvement. And then eventually Saturday came, which was probably the best day I had in a while. In the fact that after the surgery, I think I mentioned, they put contact lenses in your eyes, basically just for protection. Again, in the first week, your eyes are be very careful because they could get an infection. Those help with reducing that risk, I believe. Saturday was the day that they were taking out what they call the bandage lenses. And that was a good day because by the time I was getting those lenses out, these contact lenses, you sleep with them in, were in my eyes for about 90 odd hours and they were crazy uncomfortable. I hadn't worn contact lenses in about 5 years before they put them in after the surgery. And that I felt those contact lenses were actually giving me the most discomfort out of anything else. And I think I was right. They removed the contact lenses, and ever since that day, I've been pretty much okay. Still doing the eye drops. My vision is improving every single day. But that was a good day. Those getting removed was a good day. And now we're a week, after my surgery on the Tuesday, a few days after the bandage contact lenses removal. And I feel great. Again, my vision isn't perfect. It's a bit blurry. My monitor is more than an arm's length away from me. I can read everything on the monitor where the text is quite small, but it's still blurry. It's still not perfect. It's still not pristine or clear. And again, another, risk of this surgery is it might not work the whole way. I might need to wear glasses still. But that could require me wearing glasses for a couple months and then having another surgery down the line if I so choose. And if they can't get you to 2020, at least my surgery, you get your money back and you still actually have laser eye surgery. They can't take away from you. So you could benefit in that remark. But again, I'm only a week after. I'm looking very much after my eyes, doing the eye drops, basically in a military regime, making sure they're done. And I've already seen a massive improvement. So I'm fairly confident. I know it's a weird thing to say, but I'm fairly confident I'm going to get that 20/20 vision. Again, my surgery, it can take up to a month to get it because the way that they do my surgery, my eyes actually have to heal every single day a little bit. And every single day, every single time they heal, your eyes get better. So yeah, we'll see if we do get 20/20. I am fairly confident I will, but I'll probably let you guys know eventually in a few weeks if that happens. But that's pretty much it. That's laser eye surgery, and that's been my experience. It's been a good one. There was a god awful day that did make me question it, but after that day, it was okay. I just recommend stocking up on podcasts and music, that type of thing, and that's really what got me through the days. I'd very much recommend the Co-optional podcast, and I watched a lot of the Ricky Gervais show, or listened to a lot of the Ricky Gervais show with Carl Pilkington and Stephen Merchant. That's what got me through the day. Your eyes, by the way, and one thing that they did say to me, and it did happen, you might have cold-like symptoms the days after. I did. I was blowing my nose all the time, and it was really weird. I didn't have a cold, but I was blowing my nose all the time because I had to. Because I guess your eyes are part of your, sinus system, whatever. Your sinus system has just got completely whacked. So, I don't know, your nose now is like, I need to blow my nose a lot, and there's a lot of stuff that comes out. Which, yeah, that just happened. But it went away after a few days. But that's pretty much it. So what I'm going to do now is, I did an update video, I think 2 or 3 days after I had the surgery. And I'm going to just answer some of the basic questions that people had. So the first one is, will I need to wear glasses anymore? Not if it goes completely well. If my vision doesn't improve from right now, I probably will need to wear glasses, but my vision is already so much better, I'd be actually really happy. Again, this was more for me. It's not the fact that I hate glasses, it was the fact that I just hated relying on glasses, and I right now can function as a human being without glasses, so that in itself makes me feel a lot better. So if the surgery and my eyes heal and continue to get better in vision every day, I will not need to wear glasses anymore. But if my vision doesn't improve, or doesn't get to perfect, doesn't get to 20/20 vision, then I might need to. But if that happens, then I will most likely have another surgery in about 6 months' time. That is, by the way, completely free. That's also part of what you pay for. Another thing is, how much did it cost? So laser eye surgery isn't cheap. It will depend on a lot of factors. How bad your eyes are. Do you have astigmatism? There's so much going into it. So my price could be completely different, or will be completely different to most of yours. My surgery was supposed to cost £5,500. That's British currency. I recommend you guys to, you can transfer it into your own if you want to find out. It'll probably be roughly, I think, $7,500, maybe $8,000, somewhere in that range. But my surgery was supposed to be for £5,500, but then randomly they got a discount to £4,000. Randomly, I didn't ask for that discount. They just gave it to me. I had a text saying your laser eye surgery is now for a fixed rate of £4,000. Book now, and I was like, okay. And that's what happened. So it was supposed to be $5,500, but I got it for $4,000. Again, some people may think that's expensive. I saw it as I just really wanted it and needed it, so it was an expense that I was willing to take. And again, this is something that lasts many, 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 many years if it goes well. So to me, if you average it out, that you won't need to buy glasses every single couple years. Again, the glasses that I normally have are a few £100 each. It kind of averages out when you think of it. Or if you wear contact lenses, I remember my Focus Daily contact lenses was around £40 a month. Give that a few months, a few years or whatever, the price kind of levels out and makes sense. So the next one is laser eye surgery permanent. It's a weird way to phrase the question. Basically, they are healing your eyes and correcting your vision to basically give you perfect vision. So is it permanent? Not really, but nobody's vision is permanent. It's not going to stop my eyes aging as I get older. So my eyes may get really good right now, but when I'm 50 or 60 years old, it doesn't stop them aging like a normal human being, so I might need glasses when I'm an old man. It doesn't stop my eyes aging whatsoever. It just gives my perfect vision right now, which will probably hold for a long time. Maybe I won't need glasses when I'm older. Time will tell. I most likely will need glasses because again, there is a weakness obviously in my eyes. I needed them when I was younger. But again, you can't really call it permanent because your eyes do age. These don't stop your eyes aging. Obviously, there was one, did it hurt? It was a weird pain, like I mentioned. It was pain coming from my eyes. But I have been through worse pain. Just to kind of tell you what type of other pain that I've had that was worse, so maybe you guys could relate to what's worse as well. I had, over a year ago, a surgery to get an abscess removed, and it was the size of over, it was that big. It was a pretty big abscess. Doctors were actually surprised that I could have kept doing regular activities while having this abscess. They looked at it, and then literally the next day I was in surgery. And that was more painful. You know, that was more painful than the eyes. Again, it's just a weird pain because it's coming out of your eyes. Another pain that was worse was my knees. When I was growing up, I had something called Osgood-Schlatter disease. And I could barely walk on some days after a game of football. And that was worse pain because I could barely walk. Literally, it was probably the most pain I've ever had. And I endured that for over 2 years while still doing sport. It was actually the downfall of why I stopped playing sport. But that was worse pain than my eyes. So yeah, what I'd probably put the level of is I've fractured bones before in my fingers and toes. It's very similar to that kind of pain, but again, it's weird because it's coming from your eyes, not a finger or a toe. So it is a lot of pain, and it's in a weird place, and that's probably what makes it feel so weird. But that's pretty much it. Oh, another one, people said, will it fix my color blindness? Because I am slightly colorblind. No. Color blindness basically means in the ways that my eyes are, I don't have certain receptors that pick up colors correctly, so they can't fix that. You know, the only way, I guess, to fix color blindness is there's a certain pair of glasses that you can put on, or I think lens surgery fixes it, because you're actually replacing the lenses in your eyes, which have the defect that I don't have the receptors in my actual eyeballs to pick up every color. No, laser eye surgery does not fix color blindness or anything like that. Just vision. And just as a final thing, I myself am very happy that I got laser eye surgery. And I just kind of want to just be careful to you guys, is make the decision yourself. Don't get pressured or bullied. Either way, make the choice yourself. I will say, in my own research that I was doing in the weeks prior to actually booking, there's a lot of fear-mongering that goes on, especially on the internet when it comes to laser eye surgery. People that don't ever get the procedure done try to scare people and also not to get the procedure done. And I just say, don't listen to that type of person. I'd listen to people that have had the procedure, listen to doctors. And, you know, this type of video that I'm doing hopefully will help people because I now have had the procedure. I've spoken what I went through. And obviously there are risks which you have to read through yourself, but there's not that many. As I mentioned earlier, wearing contact lenses is actually a higher risk than getting laser eye surgery. So for me, it was a no-brainer for somebody that just didn't want to rely on glasses anymore. But just be careful of people fear-mongering, because there's a lot of people that are scared and they like to give that to other people. And I even say just be careful in this comment section. I don't know what people are going to say. But again, just listen to the people that you trust, not a random person on the internet. The way that I always look at it, and I guess this video is majority going to be watched by my own viewer base, think of it as playing League of Legends and you're learning League of Legends from a YouTuber. So you're learning League of Legends from me. You're coming onto a video because you trust the YouTuber. You're not learning from people in the comment section. You have no idea who that person is in the comment section. At least you can see me on camera explaining everything in League of Legends and now with laser eye surgery. So yeah, just don't trust the comment section or random articles, I'd say. Just kind of listen to people that have had the procedure and listen to the actual information that you get given. It's what I did, and yeah, I'm really happy. So that's pretty much this laser eye surgery experience that I've had. If you've got any more questions, feel free to leave them down below. I will try to be down in the comment section in this video a little bit more than normal, because I imagine some people will have more questions, or they'll just say, how am I? But yeah, no, I'm really happy. I will keep people updated with if my vision does improve. I am noticing every single day my vision gets slightly better, and again, that should happen for the next couple of weeks until I get perfect vision. So that's going to be it. If you did enjoy this type of video, throw a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you have not, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.